Tonight I am making a ground lamb and potato casserole. With lamb being a fairly expensive meat, this is one way to make your dollar stretch. For the ingredients, I'm using beef stock, 1 pound of organic ground lamb, about 4 to 5 medium thinly sliced potatoes. I'd say they're about 1/8 of an inch thick. I also have them in water so they don't turn brown. 1 cup of chopped onions, 1 cup of chopped celery, 1 cup of chopped carrot, about 1/2 cups of chopped button mushrooms, and for the herbs I have fresh parsley and rosemary, 2 cloves of minced garlic, salt and pepper, and 2 tablespoons of flour for a thickener. In my cast iron skillet on medium-high, I added 2 tablespoons of oil, and I'm just going to chop up and brown off my ground lamb. Next goes in the onions, celery, carrots, mushrooms, salt and pepper, minced garlic, and finally the roughly chopped parsley and rosemary. Giving that a good stir and cooking for about 5 minutes until the veggies become tender. It is smelling wonderful with the lamb, the garlic, and the rosemary. Now I'm adding the 2 tablespoons of flour and mixing well, and I'm going to cook for about 2 minutes just to cook out that raw flour. Not sure how much beef stock I'm going to use, so I'm only adding 1/2 cup at a time. You can use chicken broth or a vegetable broth. You can see it starting to thicken. I'm almost there. I think I'm going to add another 1/2 cup. All totaled, I used about 1.5 cups of broth. I want enough sauce for the potatoes to soak in. Letting that simmer for another 3 to 5 minutes and then removing from the heat. I've preheated my oven to 350 degrees, and I'm brushing my baking dish with some olive oil. I'm placing my potato slices on the bottom in a pinwheel design. Now I'm making another layer with half of my lamb and veggie mixture. Another layer of potatoes. You can find this recipe in the Show Me More section below. Also, please come visit me on Facebook and Google Plus for more recipes. And now the rest of the lamb and veggie mixture. And finally, topping off with a layer of potatoes. Covering and baking at 350 degrees for about 50 minutes. Now I'm removing from the oven, uncovering, and brushing the top with a little bit of olive oil. Placing it back in the oven uncovered and baking for an additional 20 minutes. I just want to get the potatoes on top nice and crisp. And here it is, fresh out of the oven. After the 20 minutes, the top didn't get as brown as I wanted, so I did place it under the broiler for a couple minutes to get the potatoes brown and nice and crisp the way I wanted them. Letting it rest for 10 minutes, and then we'll cut into it and see what it looks like. To be honest, it didn't come out the way I anticipated. I thought it would have been firmer and held together better for presentation. There are a couple things that I would have done differently. I would have added another tablespoon of flour to make the sauce thicker And on the top I would have doubled up the potatoes, made 2 layers instead of 1. The good news is it was delicious, and all the flavors and textures are there. You have that rich flavor of the lamb, the textures of all the vegetables, and the background flavors of the garlic, rosemary, and parsley. A big thanks for watching, and please subscribe to see future videos from Tessa's Kitchen. You can also find me on Google+, Facebook, and Pinterest. Come visit again and enjoy.